Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video about LCCS. I'm Michael Chaize, Flash Platform Evangelist for Adobe, and today I'm going to present how to use the baton property in LiveCycle Collaboration Service. The goal of LiveCycle Collaboration Service, which is a hosted service provided by Adobe, is to build real-time collaborative applications. And for instance, if you want to develop an application for a hotline, you might want to share a form, for instance, or imagine the customer of a bank, he wants to open a new account, and then he will go on the website and maybe he will collaborate in real time with his financial advisor, and they will share the same experience, and maybe a user will fill in a part of the form and another one will fill in another part of the form. So I'm starting with a sample provided by LCCS in the SDK, which is using the shared property. So let's have a look at this application. So this is a very standard Flex application. Here I'm just declaring the connect session container, which is the host component for LCCS experience. Then I just authenticate. And inside my panel, I have 3 text input fields. If you look at this class, this is just extending the classic text input components available in the Flex SDK. So I'm using here a shared property, and every time I will add this kind of component, it will synchronize the shared property, which is a property stored on the server side, what we call also a remote property, and with the local content of the text input field. So every time I have a local change, then I will update the shared property on the server, and every time I have a notification that says that the remote property has been updated, then I will update the component locally. So now, if I look at here the result in my browser, I'm just emulating 2 users, just launching 2 instances of my browsers. So the first one will fill in this field and say, okay, A, B, C, D, for instance. And as you can see, it's automatically synchronized. And this is also the case if I delete some content. Now if I test this one, A, B, C, D, same experience. But this is what I call an optimistic architecture, because imagine that you have maybe 2, 3, or 4 different users, concurrent users, working on the same application. And what will happen is that 2 users at the same time will edit the same text input field. And it will generate conflict. So you can handle that thanks to LiveCycle Collaboration Service and thanks to the baton property. And I will show you how to update your code so that you can leverage this API. So if we go back here to this component, the first thing I want to do is removing the shared property to use a baton property. So here I need also to update this line. And I need to know when the user will focus in or focus out the field. So I will just add 2 event listeners. The first one is a focus event. Focus in, and we will declare a function. And the second one is exactly the same. Focus event, focus out, on focus out. As I'm using the last release of Flash Builder, I can automatically generate the event handler. So using quick fix, I say I want to generate an event handler here. I want to generate an event handler for the focus out. And then it's like a check-in, check-out mechanism if you are used to document system, or what we call ECM systems. A baton, I don't know, it might be the same in English. In French it means a stick, and it's like the relay sporting game, okay, the race. So if you grab the baton, you can play. If you put it down, then you cannot play anymore. So this is exactly the same within the API. So when I focus in, I want to say that in my baton property, I want to grab the baton, and here I want to put down the baton. Then I also need to listen at changes on the server side. So on my baton, I will add an event listener, baton holder change, on baton change. Using quick fix, I can generate an event handler, and then I just need to run a quick test. So if I'm not holding the baton, and if the baton is not available, then it means that my field shouldn't be enabled. If it's not the case, then otherwise, let's say that it's enabled. Just a few lines of code, and now I will run the application. So now if I refresh my two instances, and if I type something here, as you can see on the left, the field is disabled. I also updated, I created a custom skin so that you can see, thanks to this red color, that this is disabled. Now if I go to the second field, it fires a focus out event, and then, as you can see, here the field is disabled. But now imagine that a user is typing something here and receives a phone call, for instance. Then you won't get any focus out event, and this text input field will be blocked forever. So you need also to update your code to add and set the timeout parameter. So if I go back here, I just want to say that my button has a timeout property, and I will set it to 4 seconds. Now if I go back to my browser, I will just refresh the two instances. And say A, B, C, D. Okay, it works. It's disabled on the left. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It works. Let's try here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is thanks to the timeout property. As you can see, this is very powerful. Again, LiveCycle Collaboration Service is a hosted service by Adobe. So as a Flex developer, you just need to visit the LCCS web page on the adobe.com website. And it's absolutely free to open an account and build a prototype like this one. So I will encourage you to download the SDK and play with the baton property. You can apply this shared property and the baton property. You can use it for text components, but also for bitmaps. I mean, any kind of components on in your application, and you can use it for enterprise applications, but also for multi-user games, for instance. So I hope you enjoy that, and thank you.